Imagine looking up at the night sky, the sun, the planets, the moon, every asteroid, every comet, even the Earth beneath your feet. Have you ever wondered how all of this came to exist? Let's travel back 4.6 billion years, long before there was a sun, long before Earth, long before life. There was only a gigantic cloud of gas and dust drifting through our galaxy. Astronomers call it the solar nebula. It was made mostly of hydrogen and helium, the same elements created shortly after the Big Bang. For millions of years, this cloud floated peacefully through space. Nothing seemed to happen, but the universe had other plans, somewhere nearby. A massive star reached the end of its life. It exploded in one of the most powerful events in the universe, a supernova. The enormous shock wave raced through space, slamming into the quiet nebula. That impact compressed the cloud. Gravity suddenly took over. The cloud began collapsing inward. As it shrank, it started spinning faster and faster, just like a figure skater spins faster when pulling in their arms. The cloud's rotation increased dramatically. Eventually, the giant cloud flattened into a huge spinning disk. At the very center, some more and more material gathered together. Pressure increased, temperatures soared, millions of degrees. Then something incredible happened. Hydrogen atoms began fusing together. For the very first time, our sun came to life. A brand new star was born. Its brilliant light illuminated the surrounding disk of gas and dust. But around the young sun, millions of tiny dust particles were constantly crashing into one another. Some collisions broke them apart. Others caused them to stick together. Tiny grains became pebbles. Pebbles became rocks. Rocks became boulders. Over millions of years, these growing bodies turned into gigantic objects called planetesimals. Gravity continued pulling them together. The collisions became larger, more violent. Some impacts completely destroyed young worlds. Others created even bigger ones. Slowly, the planets we know today began taking shape. Closest to the Sun, Mercury formed, then Venus, Earth, and Mars. Farther away, where temperatures were much colder, enormous amounts of gas collected. These became the giant planets, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune, each one unique, each one shaped by billions of years of cosmic evolution. But Earth's story was far from peaceful. The young Earth was a world of fire. Its surface was covered with molten rock. Volcanoes erupted constantly. Asteroids bombarded the planet without mercy. Then, one of the biggest collisions in our solar system's history occurred. A Mars-sized world slammed into the young Earth. The impact was unimaginably powerful. Huge amounts of molten rock were blasted into space. Over time, that debris slowly gathered together and eventually formed our moon. Without that collision, our nights would look very different. As millions of years passed, the solar system became calmer. The heavy bombardment slowed down. The planets settled into stable orbits around the Sun. Moons formed around many planets. Asteroids remained between Mars and Jupiter. Comets traveled through the icy outer regions of the solar system. Then, on one small blue planet, something extraordinary happened. Life began. Every mountain, every ocean, every tree, every animal, every human being exists because a cloud of gas collapsed billions of years ago. The atoms inside your body were forged inside ancient stars that lived and died long before our sun was born. In a very real sense, we are made of stardust. And even today, the story isn't over. Across the Milky Way, new stars are still being born. New planets are still forming. Somewhere out there, another world may be taking shape, just as ours once did. The universe is constantly creating, and perhaps one day, another civilization will look up at its own night sky and wonder how it all began.